You are listening to a podcast created by the Minnesota Alliance for Geographic Education. Our mission is to help you understand your world better through geography. This podcast introduces a series of podcasts about early agriculture in Minnesota. This podcast addresses several Minnesota geography standards. Dr. David Lanegren is our expert on early agriculture in Minnesota. He has been a longtime professor of geography at Macalester College in St. Paul, Minnesota. He is a noted national geographer and has written numerous books and contributed to a wide variety of professional journals. Dr. Lanegren is the director of the Minnesota Alliance for Geographic Education. I am Fred Kunze, a member of the Minnesota Alliance for Geographic Education.
In the series of podcasts labeled Agriculture, we have broken down the components of this complicated system into several pieces. It'll be easy for you to fit them together if you think about a system that involves the land, the climate, the human ingenuity of the agriculturalists, the changing technology of transportation, the changing market forces, and the development of competition from agriculture areas elsewhere in the state and in the country. Agriculturalists came to Minnesota from the southeast. They came from an area that had been very developed very carefully by the European Americans to provide mixed agriculture, that is, agriculture using crops and livestock. They needed a transportation system to get to their land. They needed a legal system to take ownership of the land. They needed a transportation system to send their products to the markets. They needed to build grist mills, little factories, to modify their grain into crop products that could be sold to consumers. They needed bridges. They eventually needed railroads. They needed a water transportation system that first just was steamboats and later evolved into these large towing operations that we have today. The river had to be dredged, dams and locks had to be constructed, a very elaborate geography developed to enable southern Minnesota's agriculture to become one of the world's most productive regions and part of the world's breadbasket.
This has been a production of the Minnesota Alliance for Geographic Education. Be sure to listen to other, more specific podcasts about early Minnesota agriculture. Background music is courtesy of Jim Hogue of Decorah, Iowa. Some images and sounds from the internet have clickable credit links if your device allows that interaction. The Minnesota Alliance is a nonprofit group of volunteer educators who work to promote an enhanced understanding of our world through improved geographic literacy.